We are all addicted. We live in a society that perpetuates and promotes addiction. At some point in our lives, we have all become addicted to something. Habits we picked up when we were children, patterns of thinking, a craving for certain foods, various forms of entertainment. In general, anything that we found to be pleasurable that temporarily filled a void in our lives. Harvard Medical School defines addiction as a loss of control over indulging in a substance or performing an action or behavior and continued craving for it despite harmful consequences. In fact, those harmful consequences are affecting a whole generation. The opioid epidemic, for example, causes an average of 155 deaths every day in the United States alone. Although dramatic and worrisome, it is only the tip of the iceberg. An estimated 40 million Americans ages 12 and older abuse or are addicted to nicotine, alcohol, or other kinds of drugs, surpassing the number of people with heart problems, diabetes, or cancer. Dependency on technology can also have an impact on how we function, producing symptoms similar to substance abuse. Gaming addiction, for example, has been classified as a mental health condition by the World Health Organization. In addition, according to recent studies, 50% of young people admit to cell phone addiction, while Americans in general spend an average of 5 hours a day compulsively browsing the internet. People resist calling these examples addictions because they are so immersed in a certain way of living that it seems natural. But when they finally lose control of their lives, they find it extremely difficult, if not impossible, to get out of the trap. It is at this point when a person descends to a level that suppresses the internal drive to find a higher purpose in life, a drive that is unique to the human level, the most developed level in nature. So what do all of these dependencies have in common? It is the yearning for detachment, even temporary, from troubles, pressures, competition, and other negative influences we experience daily in the family, school, work, and society. We were created with an insatiable desire for pleasure, a desire that constantly grows and renews itself, leaving us empty when it is unfulfilled. As those cravings transform into habits, one needs increasingly larger doses, resulting in a vicious cycle of various addictions intended to fill that void. This is an unacceptable way of coping. People lack the elixir of life, the drug of happiness. Therefore, we aren't facing a drug problem, but an emptiness problem. If our nature is a desire to receive pleasure, and this desire is not fulfilled, it resorts to finding a negative escape mechanism. Throughout our lives, the environment, where we live and the people we surround ourselves with, defines who we are and sets the stage for potential addictions, some that are relatively harmless and some that are deadly. Needless to say, a negative environment will produce negative and harmful addictions, while a positive environment will produce lasting fulfillment and satisfaction. So how can a person be liberated from a harmful dependency? If a person is a product of his or her environment, then transformation is possible by isolating the individual from the harmful surroundings and placing them into positive support circles that will help them reshape their previous dangerous habits into positive ones. We have to create new conditions according to every person's cultural and social background and needs. But in every case, it should always include the remedy to all our troubles, the drug of life, the positive connection among people. A positive social environment can rehabilitate us and help us to evolve to a higher level of existence. And this is what evolution is pushing us to attain. To realize such connections, we first need to accept that only through warm, safe, and supportive connections can human society achieve the kind of satisfaction it constantly craves. Then we will realize that the only dependency we need is a positive interdependence with each other. This is the way nature has created humanity, as part of an integral and interrelated system that should work harmoniously and be balanced through mutual care and consideration. By realizing and implementing such relations, we can achieve a balance with nature and discover a much greater kind of fulfillment as a result.